It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin tonight with Dan DeFaw. Before we get started, we want to help you save some money.
That's right, folks. Don't forget to use our promo codes to save that money. And let's start off with buckbaits.com. That's right, the brick and mortar store of Buck Baits down at Sterling Heights, Michigan at 15 and Dodge Park. Go over there. If you're on the website, buckbaits.com, use the promo code UNJ20. That will get you 20% off your order.
For those of you who are looking for Easy Cut products, make sure you go to easycutproducts.com. And when you're there, use the UNJ promo code UNJ15 off to save 15% off your order.
And let's not forget Lincoln Roan over at packermax.com. It's never too early, never too late to think about the Packer Max. Go on over to packermax.com, use the promo code UNJ25. That'll get you $25 off your order over at Packer Max Outdoors.
For those of you looking for some new firearms and firearm products, make sure you go over to the islandarmory.com. While you're there shopping, use the promo code UNJ10 to save 10% off your order there.
If you shot that bird of a lifetime and you want it mounted, don't forget Troublesome Creek Taxidermy. We've had them live on the show. We've talked to them. You want to get 10% off your order, go to Facebook, go to troublesome.creek.7, find their website. If you go to our website, UNJ, make sure to click on the button to download the form. You get 10% off over there using the code UNJ10.
Looking for that game call, whether it be a squirrel, whether it be goose, duck, deer, make sure you go to JPO Game Calls. Look for them at jpogamecalls.com, and while you're there shopping, use the UNJ10 promo code to save 10% off your order.
And Miller Deer Tracking, the man that seems to never sleep during deer season. Get 20% off your next deer tracking using the promo code UNJ20. Look for Miller Deer Tracking on Facebook or give him a call over at 810-240-4891.
Looking for the hottest new plastics to take on the water, whether it be hard water or soft water? Make sure you go over to southernindianabaitco.com. While there, use the UNJ promo code UNJ10 to save 10% off your order.
Deer Camp Coffee, folks. We drink it every night on the show. You want to try it? You can go to the brick and mortar store at 15 and Dodge Park at Deer Camp itself, or go to deercampcoffee.com. Also use our promo code UNJ10. You get 10% off your order. And don't forget, get a bag of the UNJ medium roast blend there as well.
All right, Danny, where's our live view camera look from tonight?
Welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday night. We are live back in the cabin. Tonight, we are going back up to the UP because it's been warmer around here. We're going to go check back in Spread Eagle, Wisconsin. That's right, folks. Up in Wisconsin. We checked this camera before, and I was kind of interested with all this warm weather, where we were going. Well, the last time we checked was about 16 to 20. Yeah, they're getting down there. They're looks like they're at about 9.
9 inches of snow.
It's melting, baby. You know what that means.
That means spring's coming.
That's right.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams tonight, sitting in the cabin with Dan DeFaw here. It's starting to thaw out a little bit. It's getting warm. People are on the soft water. I was at work today looking at the sky cams on Saginaw River. We've got boats out there catching walleye. It's a good time to be outside right now, thinking turkey season, all kinds, hunting and fishing.
You know, it's getting to be about that time. You get yesterday was in the 50s, I think, and you just get that. You know, the snow's melting. We're down to around here. We're down to in the banks, which is kind of nice. But it's gonna be turkey season before you know it here in a month.
You know, show seasons are starting to kick off, and that's kind of what we want to talk about tonight.
Right? You know, show seasons are winding down. For those, I think there's one in Wisconsin Dells this weekend. But actually, we're going to start planning for this November for a show, actually.
Here in Michigan.
Here in Michigan. Not only a show, but the biggest in the UP.
And we're going to introduce Sarah Mackey and Nathan Bouchard. They are all the way from Escanaba, Michigan. Welcome to the show tonight.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Doing great tonight. Thanks for joining us. So, the Great White North, y'all are up in God's country, and we're down here suffering in the city.
You're so jealous, I can tell.
I am.
We are, actually. You probably still got a lot of ice out there on the inland lakes?
Yeah. There's probably foot plus.
Okay, how about the bays? They still got ice?
Northern Little Baby Knock still has ice, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. That, poor Adam, he could be up there.
He could be fishing right now.
He
on the
could
ice.
be. That's right. But no, he's at work, actually. But we want to welcome you to the show. The reason we're having on tonight, which happens to be in March, we're also going to announce a partnership that we're going to have with the Daily Press, the UP newspaper up there. And they are going to be sponsoring us for about the third show of the month, the third week, typically, barring holidays and we're not here on vacation. But from now until November, we're going to be hosting the Daily Press with some vendors that are going to be at the show.
So, yeah, you got a long list of people there. But before we even get into the show, we want to talk about, the two of you. You got a background in the outdoors, hunting, fishing up there in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and you decided to come up with this concept. But, what was the impetus of getting in the outdoors? Is this family related? You guys got out with your families? Or is it something you took off by yourself and did? How did you get into the outdoors and get interested in doing stuff like this?
Well, for me, I grew up as like a farmer and a logger. So like we were always outdoors doing stuff, we had to do what we had to do to get food. So that's where I came in. But he was a city boy who loves, he loves going out in the woods though and on the ice and whatnot. So he actually kind of got me more into hunting than anything.
Okay, all right, Nathan. She called you city boy. You're living in the UP. I don't know many big cities up there. Escanab's a good sized town. So what is this?
A little city big boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So where's the little city at? What little town did you grow up in?
Escanaba.
Oh, right there in Escanaba. Okay, so right there where you're at. So that is a pretty good sized town for the UP. So I've been up there a few times. So you strictly hunting? Do you like fishing? What is you guys' preferred game of choice?
Little hunting, more fishing.
Okay, right.
All right, you're doing some fishing. What are you fishing for?
Mostly perch and walleyes.
Okay, something to throw in the freezer and have later on and eat along the year. Okay.
Maybe throw something on the wall.
Maybe has there been something on the wall yet, or yet to be determined?
One's gonna go on the wall.
Yeah, I have a few on the wall.
Okay.
All right. So while we're talking about that, we got to hear a little bit of fish stories because I know Adam's going to tune in. And where did you catch these in the bay?
Yes.
Oh, even better. So, what's the biggest one you got?
34 and 3/4 inch walleye. It was 14 pounds 7 ounces.
Wow.
Adam, there you go.
See, Adam, you got something to aspire to.
Right, and Adam is our fishing for Up North Journal Fishing, which, thanks to Sarah, reached out to us through. So we might have to tell Adam to.
He needs to step his game up.
Right, maybe go talk to them.
What did he catch this year? 26?
Yeah, a little
28?
26, I think it was. So
that's a little dink compared to the one he caught.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. So congratulations on that. And
she's got you beat this year.
Uh-oh. Is there a fish story we need to tell there, Sarah?
Yeah.
All right.
Gosh, it's 2 weeks ago. We were out, and he had a buddy on the ice too, so he's over talking to his buddy. So I'm in the shack by myself, and all of a sudden I get one. Reeling it up. I'm like, holy crap! Like, it's a huge one. I'm yelling for him. He's thinking I'm saying flag, and I'm like, hey, get your butt in here! And it was just a giant walleye. I don't even know how. I mean, it was how many inches?
26 and a half.
Yeah, so my biggest fish ever.
Nice. There you go.
So I had to gill it. I'm trying to gill it. It's like, moving its mouth side to side, and I'm screaming for him, and he's, looking for flags.
She did a good job.
You gotta keep your hands away from the teeth.
Right?
Yeah. No, I got her up, though.
No lip grabbing that one.
What'd you catch it
No.
No. So I was, what was I using?
Moonshine lure.
Okay.
All right. See, there you go, Adam. You better have a bunch of moonshine in your tackle box.
That sounds like a good time.
Right?
Yeah.
Might not make it back off the ice. Oh, you're talking about the moonshine lure. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I actually have a better story, though. We were at Lake Oviva a few weeks prior to that, and we were doing a fishing tournament. But anyways, it was so nice out on the ice. We're sitting out there. It's like 40-some degrees. He's tending to one of his jaw jackers that he had set up. Well, his pole is like going nuts. So I grab it and I reel it up. It's like the biggest perch ever. He was so mad at me because he was set into such a smaller catch.
Yeah.
And I'm like using his pole to bring up his dream fish.
Yeah, it was very nice of you to let her use that pole to bring that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Set
a
her up real
2-pound
nice.
perch.
Right? Well, you know, that is awesome. And we hope when we're up there in November, we're going to sit down and talk a lot more. But, you know, going back to how this all came, because last year was the very first one. How long did it take for you guys to put the thought together to make it happen?
Like literally one night.
No.
Yeah. We were just kind of sitting in the garage and he had an epiphany.
I was like, we need to have something here. This is the capital of walleyes here. We don't have much. We have a couple bait shops here and there, but we need people custom stuff like custom rods, custom lures.
Bring them all together.
Bring them all together and have, you know, I have a lot of friends and family that fish and hunt, and they want some of this stuff too.
Well, you know, you look at it like down here, we got the West Side Show, and in the fall we got the show over in Imlay City, and you know, other than that, well, we got Outdoor Rama is a big show, but the two big gatherings are on the east and the west side of the state, you know, and we hear about up at the Aplex in Alpena, and I think there's a show in Grayling as well.
Yeah, one at Grayling.
So, you know, for all of y'all up there, you know, you either got to go down to Wisconsin or you got to come down state to Michigan to get into that stuff. Now, people up there, would they typically travel that far to come to a show, an outdoor show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So they're jonesing for it up there. It's something they really wanted to see. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. They want to see this.
Yeah.
okay.
So and me, you know, I'm in media.
Uh-huh.
So like that night I was like writing down people that I could think of right off the top of my head. We were going back and forth on like who we should call just to contact. So I sent out some feelers last year around March, I think, when we did this. And Eskimo was actually like one of the first people I had called, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, why haven't you guys done this before?
Right.
Like, you definitely need to show up there. This is awesome, you know." And he's from the UP, so he's like, "Yeah, I can't believe nobody's ever done it before." They couldn't come, unfortunately, because they didn't have enough new product, I guess, around the time frame, because we did the show last year in October.
Okay.
So he couldn't come, but Clam ended up coming, and they loved it. They had an awesome, I mean, they sold us a ton of stuff. So,
You know, and that is so good to hear because through Adam, which Adam just joined the show, and Adam, you got to go back to the beginning of the show because you just got
Called out.
and we'll just say that. But we interviewed Mag's Custom Rods up there in Gwynn, and that was kind of our, you know, as we were talking with them, you know, the little town of Gwynn up there, and then, you know, like you said, Eskimo, and that, it's like, but there's nothing happening up there. So here you are in March, sitting in the garage. He has an epiphany. You're writing it down. See how you guys work together? This is awesome. No wonder you use his pole to catch the big.
But I do have to ask, was there any adult barley pops being consumed when this epiphany hit?
possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most likely.
We don't remember.
Oh, there you go. So obviously you work in media, and there again, with the Daily Press, you are the sales manager there.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so that's how we got connected. That's how they're becoming a sponsor of the show for the next few months, helping them get the word out about this show.
Exactly.
And, that's why we're having you on tonight. And so let's go back. Let's talk about, did you have an idea where you wanted to have it? Or were you just like, you went into work and said, hey, where can we do this at?
No, I knew right from the get-go it would be right at the UP State Fairgrounds. So there's a Ruth Butler building that we call it. There's like 7 or 8 buildings on the show because they have the UP State Fair there, which is Michigan's only state fair. So they have like a beef barn and a sheep barn, and they have, all sorts of barns. But the Ruth Butler building is the main exhibition building, which is right across from the grandstands. It's huge, and it's got access to the back, basically like, what, 10 acres back there. I'm not even sure, but
Yeah,
like
maybe
there's,
more.
it's just perfect. It's perfect. There's bathrooms inside. There's a kitchen, everything. So I, called our Chamber of Commerce, and they're like, yeah, it's open, So I'm like, sweet, book us in, for 3 days. And
That's a nice place. I was up there.
it is.
I don't know, 6-8 years ago for the National Trapping Convention was up there.
Yeah, and they're coming back this July too.
They are coming back this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
the national one.
As we're talking about where this is at, we're running the video that you sent us of the building itself, and like you said, there is ample parking. It's one of the biggest buildings on the fairgrounds there, where they have the UP State Fairgrounds, and you just like you said, this is a perfect spot. And being in Escanaba, really, no matter what end of the UP you're on, you can get there. And if if you're down in Wisconsin, you just drive a little bit and you're there.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're like 2 hours away from the bridge. We're 3 hours away from the western side of the UP. It's just a day's drive. We did have, there were some people last year when I was sitting at the front tables as I was greeting everybody. They came in and they said that they were from Detroit. They heard about it. They seen an ad in the paper. Because Ogden Newspapers owns the Daily Press, and they have like 40-some papers across the U.S. So I utilized our sister papers to also help advertise the show. So he had seen an ad someplace, and he's like, I think I'm the farthest one, and I'm from Detroit. And I'm like, no, actually, the guy over there is a vendor. He came from Illinois. He's got you beat. So vendors even, and GT Rods, he's, I gave you his contact information. He is awesome. He's been like contacting me constantly. When's the show gonna be? I want to come back up. Another good thing about Escanaba too, and where the fairgrounds are, there's hotels all around it. So it's like you can stay right there, or you can even camp on the fairgrounds.
Right,
So,
exactly. So
and the guy from Illinois was like, "This is the most amazing place I've ever had a show at."
That's cool.
So
that is awesome. And speaking of the show, we're going to step out for our first break, but when we come back, we're going to list just a few vendors that we have to date that Sarah sent me, and we're going to go over them, talk about a little about them, give us a little information on them, but we'll do that in our next segment.
All right, we're going to take a quick step outside, take our first break. We'll be right back after this.
That's right, Adam. Is right.
Yeah, we called him out.
We called him out. So you better go back and plan to go up with us in November.
So, coming back, we want to talk about more about the show, the logistics of the show, and everything like that. The more you talk about this, the more it just, I can't believe how that first year you came about it that quick. It took off in March to October, 6 months, maybe less than 6 months. So
right, and you can tell people want the show, right? It's once you get above Grayling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Aplex and Alpena is, I think, the next biggest place that has a show, if I'm not mistaken, and that's on the northeast side of the lower. So,
right.
But that's pretty cool that you have people coming up all the way from down in Detroit. That's something. So.
Yeah, we even had a guy from Battle Creek. He came up. He had like 2 trailers that he brought up, and he was actually late. He was stuck on the bridge.
Oh, okay.
So he had to set up a little late, but they're coming back too. So
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and we'll start our second segment here. So, here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. We're in the second segment of the show here, talking with Sarah and Nathan from the Upper Peninsula in Escanaba. We're talking about their outdoor expo. Once again, give us the name of the expo and when it is.
So it's the Daily Press UP Ice Fishing and Hunting Expo, and it's going to be November 3rd, 4th, and 5th this year at the Ruth Butler Building, which is on the UP State Fairgrounds in Escanaba.
And the price for admission?
Well, in capital of the world. Yep.
The price for admission?
It's free.
Free. That's even better.
You can't beat a free show.
And you got food vendors there, I would assume, and drink vendors for people that might want to have a little something to drink there. And
Yeah,
I got
last year we didn't have any beer vendors, but this year we are definitely getting a beer.
So
there you go. That's what I wanted to get at.
So as we're talking, you can put on the video we're showing. You can see right in the front, they've got a couple outdoor vendors that are already there outside, just enticing you with food before you walk in the show. And you know, this last year's show was in October, correct?
Yes.
And this year's show is in the first weekend in November. That's right, folks. I know it's November, but hey,
It's not the 15th.
right?
Exactly.
So you can get some last minute goodies for hunting season. You can get stuff for ice fishing season. You know, so it's a win-win situation. Come up, you can get a hotel room. You mentioned that you could actually camp there for the weekend.
Yep.
How does that all work?
So you just have to call our Delta County Chamber of Commerce. They kind of control the fairgrounds, so they would, be in charge of the camping and whatnot. But yeah, they have full hookups
Okay.
right there, right outside the building.
What do they charge for a night stay there?
I'm not sure. It's not that much. I think it's what is it, $12 or something, or
Maybe.
Oh wow.
maybe 20 bucks or something. Yeah, it's
Okay.
not that much.
So they got full hookup. They got water, electric, and
They do.
waste.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow, that's nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think we're taking the camper.
I'm going to the cabin. I don't know about you.
Well, that's right. It will be hunting season.
We might have to do
take a
something,
week off, and
right?
we have to fill the freezer. So, so,
It is Doe Patrol weekend.
that's right. Exactly.
So, you guys have made this. What was the attendance like? We see the reception already from the vendors themselves, but what about the people that showed up? And do you have attendance numbers or anything like that?
No, we didn't really have a way of tracking. This year, we're going to incorporate like some tickets and maybe have people write their name on for a door prize. This is how we're going to try to keep track this year. But last year, I'm assuming it'd be around like 4,500 people that came in,
Okay.
and it was mostly Friday and Saturday, because Friday we just had like a 4-hour show at night. Saturday was really busy, but it came in spurts, with people coming and going. Sunday was really slow, but it was also a Packer game that morning. So that's why I was like, oh, and I thought too, I'm like, maybe we should get a furniture store with a TV and we could have had the Packer game playing. People could have just came, and that's where the beer vendor came in too. It's like, oh, we should have done that. So maybe this year we're gonna have to do that in case the Packers play that Sunday morning.
There you go. And then get some cheese curds and some pasties.
Yeah. But I did do I talked to all the vendors just to kind of get their opinion on how the show went. They all loved it. They all literally all of them signed up to come back again and I actually had one guy say that he's been to many shows and he's never sold so much stuff.
Really?
Yeah, and it's amazing. So people up here, they were excited that we were even doing the show. So they came back even 3 or 4 times in a day. They were coming back. Blades Bait and Tackle, which was a huge help for us too, because they helped promote the show for the first year and got Clam involved and whatnot. But they had one heck of a time, and I can't wait for you guys to talk to them. They're a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to it.
Right now as you're talking, I'm showing part of the inside video now that you sent us of the vendors that you had there. We've seen some furs hanging there, and we've seen some...
and all those mounts that you see there, he sold out. All of them were gone.
Nice.
Yeah.
You gotta that looks like brass to me.
That's those look like fishing lures.
Right? So, and speaking of that, when we go, we talk to Blades. We're going to try to reach out as many on this list that we have.
Sure.
We're going to try doing a couple on that Wednesday per show. So we're going to try to hit as many people as we can. But we did hear about Blades from Adam, because that's where he goes, matter of fact, thank you. But yeah, so it's going to be awesome. We're going to hopefully have a great time while we're up there. I know we are, because we're going to be in Escanaba. So, and I want to just get ready, because we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, we'll even show you how to fish.
Oh, man.
We got to bring our fishing guy along there. So Adam, you better be ready to learn how to fish.
She's been showing me lately. So
Yep.
He says Adam's not sure where he wants to sleep. Well, I'm sure we can find a place for you. It might be on the ice. Well, there won't be ice at that time. Maybe we just put him on a raft and send him out. And
No. See, it's the beauty of up here too. You can, I mean, if you want a cabin, there's cabins. If you want a campground, there's campground. Hotels too. You know, if you want to be, pampered, get a hotel.
Yeah, there you go.
And speaking of that, just running down a list of a few vendors that we're going to have at this show. It's going to be, number one, obviously, like you said, Chamber of Commerce or Visit Escanaba. We're going to reach out to them, have them on the show. I'm going to try to get them on next so we can get a little bit more information about who, where, what to stay. Start making your reservations now.
Right.
Because don't want to be left out in the cold in Escanaba. Obviously, Blades Bait and Tackle. We're gonna reach out to them as well. Also, it's not all about outdoor show. It's vendors. We're gonna have the Schoolcraft Memorial Hospital. Now, why would I'm glad they're stepping up because that takes us into another aspect of being safe and healthy
In the outdoors.
Right? You hear every year somebody has either an incident in a tree stand,
Yep.
or while
Heart
they're
attack.
dragging a deer having a heart attack.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
So those are just a few so far that we're talking about. But yeah, getting the whole people involved into this for you guys is going to be awesome. And like so now the show this year, for the second year running, how's it looking for getting more and more vendors?
It's looking really good. Very good. I mean, everyone that I've talked to, they're absolutely on board with it. It's just like right now, because I obviously have other things to do for my job, so I just got to focus on it, and we'll get a lot more people.
Well, you know what?
I had people coming up to me last year saying that they definitely wanted to come for this year. They were from downstate, they were from all over the place. So,
How many vendors did you have last year?
last year there was over 35 vendors,
Okay.
and they took up 74 booths. In the
Okay.
Ruth Butler building, they can have, I think it's like 250 booths in there, like 10 by 10s, because it's also the home of the Logging Expo,
Okay.
which is it's a huge show. But we ended up making it so that we had like a sit-down area for people to eat, for all the food vendors that were outside, they could come in and eat and stuff, and everyone loved the layout of it too. So
if somebody's listening right now, and they say, "Man, this sounds like a great time. I want more information," and thinking about getting a booth, for the pricing and the information, how would they contact you?
well, right now, they can just email me. It's smackey, MAKI, @dailypress.net.
Mhm.
Or they could call the Daily Press. It's 906-786-2021. And I'm the only Sarah in the building, so just say, you need to talk to Sarah.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And I tell you what, folks, we're going to put the poster that we got from Sarah, we're going to put it up on the website. Obviously, you're going to see it on Facebook a lot, and I'll make sure to link it to her email so you can click on it and just go directly and email her, and she'll take care of you.
Yeah, and I'm sure that we'll get a Facebook page up and running pretty soon here too. Like I said, we were pretty happy of how well it went last year. So I mean, it's just gonna grow and grow every year. So
Well,
thanks to you guys as well. Appreciate you guys having us on the show.
Oh, not a problem. We enjoy talking with people like you, especially people that are up and coming and doing great things in the outdoors and trying to grow the outdoors,
Exactly.
in any way or shape. So, looking at last year's event and this year's event, coming up, is there going to be any outside activities, and is there anything activity-wise that you have planned or you're looking for, possibly, if a vendor's listening, for kids?
Oh, well, actually, what we did last year was we actually had some minnow races. Our local AD, seamless gutter guy, ended up donating some gutters for us. So we had, have you ever heard of minnow races?
I can just imagine. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was lots of fun. The kids absolutely loved it. We had prizes. We bought prizes for all the kids and stuff, and but that was really fun. But there's also on the fairgrounds, there's the DNR Pocket Park,
Okay.
which we were trying to utilize last year. It ended up being really cold though in October, so like not a lot of people were trying to stay outside.
Mm-hmm.
But they can actually use a bow and arrow there, a pellet gun, and they can actually fish right there too. There's fish in a pond. So we need volunteers for that kind of stuff. But if there's anybody that even has like say a mobile fish pond, that would be perfect.
Okay.
Like that, I kind of always thought of that. Like, it'd be awesome to have somebody come with a pond and have the kids just, and have, maybe Megs. Hopefully Megs can come and be like, here, try this pool. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Well, at our local NWTF chapter here in Flint, the Flint National Wild Turkey Federation, when they got their kids' day, their
It's
Jake's Day.
actually coming up April 1st.
The Jake's Day or their
That's the Dan Prince one is coming up.
oh, that's the turkey
I'm
workshop.
sorry, yep.
So for their kids' day, they have the Flint River Steelheaders Association. They bring in this, like what you're saying, a giant tank, and they put trout in there for the kids to fish with. So, maybe reach out some of the fishing groups up there, or the steelheaders that have something up there. They might have something in that nature.
Or if you got the Walleye Association up there, reach out to them. Especially being indoors, it's easy to get a little small pool in there, get it filled up, get the fish in there. That would just add to it. I know that's a very you've been to all the other shows and seen that those things, you get the kids involved, it just makes it a more enjoyable day. And you get over there and watch and catch a fish and
go crazy.
Yep. Last year we even had, and which they're coming again this year, but the Dallas County 4-H, he actually had it was a bow and arrow, and they were like the suction cup arrows.
Okay.
A little booth set up for that. There was a ton of kids over there. We even had a guy who wrote a kid's book, and we set him up over by the kids' stuff or whatever, and he had a great time too. So,
That's cool.
But yeah.
You're thinking, I already see the wheels turning.
Yep. You were exactly where I went that.
Yep. We'll talk after the show.
Yep. That is awesome. And we just touched the surface of the list that she has sent us. And, as we go down, we look down this list a little bit further, we're going to have GT Rod and Reel. Now, where are they from? Do you remember?
He's out of Illinois. I don't remember the city exactly, but he was a really cool guy. He had, you spent your paycheck there, didn't you, last year?
How are you then?
All sorts of jigs and stuff. Oh, yeah.
Wow, she just called him out.
Right?
Hey, it happens.
Hey, you just had to pick up the stuff. You got to get what you got to get, supplies for the year, stock up. So, it is what it
For the
is.
rest of your life.
Yeah.
There you go.
We had, there was like custom rustic cedar sign maker too. He's actually our neighbor. He came. He had a great show too. So he's definitely coming back this year too. He said.
Okay. And I in the video that we were playing earlier, it looked like there was some guy or a booth there that had set up that was selling furs and maybe some smaller animal skulls and things of that nature.
Yeah, that was Barnes Hide and Fur, which I haven't heard back. They told me last year that they definitely wanted to come back this year because they had such a good show. But I'm sure that they'll come back, especially because the Trappers Convention is coming this year too. So I'm going to have like a plethora of people to contact there.
Okay.
So I'm expecting to have probably 20% more at least of what we had last year.
Okay.
This year.
Well, you got to keep that vision, right? Bigger, better.
Yeah.
Like you said, and you can pick up your Visit Escanaba shirts there, too. See that? Got that in the video.
There you go.
So
Gotta have some swag to take home.
Right? Got some salsa there, so literally you're be able to clothe yourself, eat, and be happy.
That's right, and get your gear to get in the outdoors.
And we got some, these are some ice fishing decoys. Yeah.
Spearing decoys, I would imagine.
Yes, there you go. So...
Is that, I know that's an older method of taking fish. Is that a big thing up there in the UP, still spearing or not?
Absolutely. There's quite a few people that spear.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that he sold out on almost everything that he had.
Really? Okay. Yeah, down here we just don't hear a lot about it. Occasionally we'll hear somebody that, that takes to that, but not too often, so. And then I know that they got the sturgeon spearing. That's up on Black Lake, right?
Yeah, that lasted like 33 minutes.
Yeah, this year. So
it was good.
I know over in Wisconsin, it's a lot bigger event over there. They take a lot more fish.
It's a party on ice over there.
Yeah, right. So
we don't need
Winnebago.
Yes.
Yes.
Party on ice.
It is a party on ice over there, and literally we have another podcaster that we work with as well, and we can tell when she's there, and you gotta love it because it's like early AM, and she's got a Bloody Mary in her hands.
There you go.
Well, most of the Wisconsin guys do.
There you go.
Right?
All right. Hey, I tell you what, let's go ahead. Let's take our next break. We come back, we'll continue the conversation about the Big Outdoor Expo
Yeah, absolutely.
in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. So we're going to step outside. We'll be right back after this.
All right, folks. Any questions you got? Listening to the show? If you're watching the show, you got any questions? We'll have the link up in Facebook. You can go there if you want to get more information. As we get further into the year, closer to November, like she said, we're going to have more information, whether it be via a Facebook page or a website. We'll pass on the information, obviously, with them being involved monthly now with Up North Journal. Will be latest and greatest info. I'll check in with her probably that week to make sure any news coming and who we're going to talk to.
There you go. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Third segment of the show, everybody. Talking with Sarah and Nathan from up in Escanaba, up in your neck of the woods where you hunt.
I love it up there. Did you go to, obviously you must have went to Escanaba High School.
Yes.
I didn't. I'm a Rapid River girl.
Oh, Rapid River Rockets.
Rapid
Yep.
River Knife Works.
All right. So, see?
That is one of my favorite places, and I know they've remodeled recently, so I want to get up there and stop in.
Right. So,
Yeah,
but,
it's a gorgeous showroom.
oh, Adam was there the last time, and he
Yeah, he-
sent us pictures, and it is a gorgeous.
Any chance they're going to be there?
Hopefully, I'm going to have to get a hold of Chris Durst, and you guys maybe should help me out with that one.
There you go. Okay.
Right?
See what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and going down here, another one, this is right out to Adam because he's using these as well for his ice fishing. Beaver Lures is going to be there.
Yep.
And she's right from Escanaba, right?
Yeah, local girl.
Yeah.
We're trying to get her on the show, so maybe this will help get her on the show. I had contact with her, and I get a feeling it was ice fishing season, and she probably got really busy. So it's like, all right,
One would think, if you're making ice fishing lures, ice fishing
She
season.
paints lots of lures.
right? So, and then,
She's doing really good. She actually she just got into our Meyer store. Like they're doing a display for her, and then L&M
wow.
Fleet Supply literally just opened their doors a few weeks ago, and they already said yes to her too.
really?
So-
Nice.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
she's
awesome.
doing awesome. But yeah, she's definitely coming back. And that she had messaged me because I told her that you would be giving her a call, and I gave her your number so that way she could be like, okay, who's this? You know, I didn't want her to be like, who's this creep? You know. So.
A creeper.
She's expecting a call. You know.
Not only a creeper in the gym, now I'm a creeper at phone sales. Right? Great. But, that's great. And then I see here we're going to have Old Glory Firearms.
Yep. Yeah, and they actually are opening a brand new facility too. They did really good last year at the show. I don't know how many. I mean, you've seen every time I turn around, there was a guy walking out either with a spear or a gun or a shack or an auger. It was insane. But they're coming back for sure. She's excited too to talk to you guys.
Looking at the hunting side of things, and we talked a lot about fishing, and you mentioned firearms. What other types of hunting gear that might someone be able to look at there?
Well, we actually even have a firearms course guide that's going to be there too, and then other hunting stuff was there was somebody that made gunslings.
Okay.
Yeah, she made homemade gunslings.
Yeah, those went really
paracord.
good. Yeah, they were really
And
cool.
a lot of people bought them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anything in the archery side of things?
No, I reached out to some bow dealers, but it was the first week of bow season here. So they were like, we are so busy, we can't even think of a show right now.
That's
So-
true. I didn't even think.
Yeah,
about
because
that.
it was the first weekend in October, right?
And even
Right.
in November, it's probably
Yeah,
that busy time of the year.
You're probably gonna have a better chance
In spring.
in November actually than because I don't know about you folks, but down here the month of September at our local archery shop that supports us is basically you don't show up you just stay out because
If you show up September 1st and want your bow fixed,
Yeah,
they'll do their best to get
good
it
luck.
to you, but yeah, you've waited too long.
right,
Yeah.
and you just
But it happens. People pull them things out the week before and go, "Hey, I need a new string." Yeah, okay. Yeah, so do you and the other 50 or 100 bows that we got sitting in the back waiting to get stringed up. 'Cause
Right.
everybody does that. They wait till the last minute. So
right, and then another one is going to be Hyatt. No, sorry, HUD's Fishing Lures.
Yep. He's actually from Rapid River too. He came last year for the first time, and he was kind of iffy about well, I don't know how this is going to go for me. It's not really ice fishing lures that he does, but he was another one too that said he had sold out of almost everything.
awesome.
So because it's not, we're technically ice fishing,
Yeah.
but it's anybody that's ice fishes most likely likes to do normal fishing too.
Right.
You can't ice fish if you don't have ice, so you better figure out what other fishing you might have to do.
You're right.
Exactly.
So, you can sit there and say, I'm just an ice fisherman, but you're going to be kind of lonely on shore when your buddy is grabbing the boat and taking off on the soft water because he's, he's like, see ya,
Yep.
right? And,
Yeah.
you just reach, So, another one, I like the name of this one, Sikkim Lures.
Yep. He's actually going to be a new vendor this year. I reached out to him last year, and he was one of the guys that was like, "Oh, let me know how it goes." I don't know, if I should come or not. This year, he's like, "Yep, sign me up." He's like one of the first people. Sign me up.
Well, we will make sure to reach out to him down the road here to get him on the show,
Yeah.
and we'll treat him right, and we'll get to find out he's from Manistee, so.
Yep.
It is so good to hear the draw you're pulling locally from.
Yeah.
From the local area, you see
What was that
local
about?
companies doing well and being able to, get the word out to other people around the state. So
Right.
Yeah.
it
Right.
it helps the whole economy.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm still working on it. I'm trying to get Stormy Cromer to come down too. That'd
There
be
you
awesome.
go.
They're a UP company.
Absolutely.
That would be awesome.
And that's one of the
Maybe
things.
we could do a fashion show. Would you guys walk the catwalk?
Mike will.
I would. Yes, I would. I have a
Mike
Stormy
will.
Cromer hat. Yes,
Signs them right up.
that's
Yeah.
right. I'll sport a vest and a hat. Yes.
Perfect.
There you go.
Oh, he's game for it.
You gotta go with it, man.
Even I'll bring my Hey Dude shoes.
You better bring your hand.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is one thing that we like to do, and you'll find out, obviously, before the show, you heard Mike and I going at it, but everybody in the family of Up North Journal is, whether you're Mark down in Indiana, who's in Minnesota, I guess, Adam, who's on the show listening, and Tammy, our social media director, we like to have fun. And if we're not having fun, we're way taking this too seriously. So
Exactly.
we
Right.
plan on coming up there the first weekend in November and having a good time.
We'll see you there.
And that's one of the things, we want to just have a good time, get more exposure. I got a couple more people I'd like to talk to. The only problem, like I said, but we'll work on it because this is just year number 2 for you guys, and hopefully this is going to go for many years because I would really like to have 3 shows in this state.
The
East,
rock.
East, West, and the UP.
North. Yep. Up north.
Yep, and that would be awesome. So we're going to be up there. We're going to have whoever we can have on next, and we're going to reach out to them and start lining them up. I will be in
Perfect.
contact with Sarah all the time. We're just a text away.
So you're saying she's going to get tired of listening to you?
Probably.
Okay. Now you know how.
Well, she already thinks I'm a creeper, so she's already telling other people he's not a creep.
Yeah.
Right?
They tell you who's calling. So, looking at you talking about the local economy and the local businesses that you're having come in and it's helping them out and everything. With that being said, they're having this event in Escanaba. What's that local flavor like, and what are people saying about the show after that first year? What's the feedback you're getting from the people who attended?
They actually, the feedback that I got was really, really good because they like the layout even of our town.
Okay.
We have a downtown that has like restaurants and clothing stores, and they're not the national brands. They are locally owned. We have pasty shops. We have our St. Louis candies. That's actually I think internationally known.
Right.
They ship all over the world. So it's like a diverse atmosphere. Anywhere you go in Escanaba, you're gonna find something that you're gonna want to do or see. So
You know,
we're pretty lucky, actually.
if people aren't familiar with the downtown look and feel, they can look at Escanaba in the moonlight and they can see that downtown strip
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
up there in the movie.
Yeah.
So, but it's got that small, quaint, personal feeling, you know, of a lot of small towns you might see, you know, maybe out west or down south. Or
Yeah.
even out east, so you got specialty shops and things of that nature, you know, and maybe for the guys who wanted to go up there, they're like, yeah, I'd like to go, but, you know, I don't want to make the drive by myself, but, you know, I wish I'd get my wife to go. Well, you know what? Give her the credit card, turn her loose in town while you go over, and you use your other credit card and get some stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know what's good about that though too is actually we did have we had a lot of like smaller shops that came last year too that were more women
Okay.
stuff with the candles, and we had, you know, the other, I don't know, stickers. I'm not into all that stuff, but
Gotcha.
there was, you know, and somebody had mentioned we need more women things,
Mhm.
you know, because of that, you know, and maybe whatever. So we actually are reaching out to a lot of like local crafters and whatnot too.
Okay.
So we have a lot of interest as well.
You know, and people love, especially things that are made by hand, you know,
Right.
or manufactured locally, small, quaint little things like that.
Yeah.
There's a place for all that. So,
Right, you know, speaking of that, you coming into Rapid River, if you're want a breakfast or you want a dinner, you gotta stop at Jack's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if there's one thing that I remember from being this tall, no, that wasn't last week. Jack's
he
restaurant.
shut me down.
I should get it up
She
in
was
my mouth.
actually one of our food vendors last year too.
No way.
Yep,
Oh.
she did because she owns the brisket barn. as well,
Oh,
so-
she does?
Yes, it's if you want amazing brisket, yeah.
Well, they have the thing they have the food vendor right outside the door, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And obviously voted best in the UP is Graham's Pasties.
Okay.
Yep, Grams and Daubers.
Oh, no. The sign says best in the UP, all right?
Oh yes.
Because that's where I make my right-hand turn to head to Crystal Falls. So, no, but there is so much to do, not just in Escanaba, but there, you know, if you really want to take a little drive, there's a casino down the road. You go back, you know, there's so many things to do. Or if you want to do a little fishing, there's spots all over to go do a little fishing,
Yeah.
even from shore. You don't need a boat.
There you go.
Right.
So,
You know, that's another good thing about this community too is you can actually find boat launches. Do you ever go to a town and you're like, "Where's the boat launch?" You can't find it. This one, there's signs everywhere. You'll be able to find one or another.
So make a weekend of it, folks. If you're listening, make a weekend of it. Stay tuned more for information in the upcoming months here on the Up North Journal. Talking to vendors and more things coming from Sarah about what's going to be happening there, who we're going to have, who we're going to talk to, and we're coming up on our last break, so we better get there because in the next, it's our turn.
There you go. All right, we're going to take our last break here. We're going to step outside. We'll be right back after this. All right, I see Mr. Lincoln Roan is in the cabin tonight. Mr. Dave Wilkins, thanks for tuning in.
There you go.
You know, Lincoln was down where I was at on vacation.
Yeah, and Lincoln is now over in Wisconsin.
He is.
Lincoln went and did some fishing.
Down in the Gulf, yeah.
Yeah, he caught some sheephead.
Yep. Yeah,
They eat 'em.
He was going for shark.
Sheephead, shark,
They both start with S.
I guess.
Okay.
Right?
Did you see that while the Monday before I got there, they caught a shark off the beach
Oh, yeah.
there in Alabama. Yeah,
Yeah.
a great white shark. First time a great white's ever been caught off the beach in Alabama.
Why didn't you get out there and manhandle it?
I wasn't there.
Oh,
I would love to have seen a shark.
right?
All we saw were dolphins, which were cool. I did see a big bird steal a guy's fish that he caught.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice.
Your dad have a good time?
Yeah. He had a good time. We had a good time. So, yeah, I got my tan going. So, I'm ready to go back. I'm ready for vacation.
No, you can't go back for a year, so you're done.
I'll be here for a year.
All right? Well, we'll have to see what happens in July because we might be running up to the Trappers Convention.
Mm-hmm.
We got to find out what. Does Sarah know the dates of that?
Oh, it's the last weekend in July. It's like 25th or when is it? 27th, 20th, 29th
Gotcha.
July.
Will you be here?
I went to their meeting and they have like 4 countries involved right now.
You know what? That might be a good weekend to go.
Last Alaskans.
I was surprised when I was up there 6, 8, 10 years ago, whenever that was, at how many people and how many vendors and how many buildings and things outside that thing took up. I mean, I know it's a national event and it travels throughout the Midwest, but I was blown away at how big that was.
Last weekend of July might be a good weekend to go up there and do some food plotting and go visit the show.
And do some fishing.
Yeah.
We can do fishing. We can do some brook trout right in the creek.
We can do
Lots of brook trout.
What?
Lots of brook trout.
Yeah, we got them on our property. It's kind of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, right. So,
all right, you ready?
I am ready.
All right, last segment. Here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, folks, I'm telling you, I tell you this every week. If you're listening on the podcast, you're missing what you just didn't hear listening to our bumpers. You got to go to the live show, whether on Facebook or in a couple days, you'll see this on YouTube, and then you can find out what we talked about
In the break.
In the break. So get on over there, give us a like when you're over there on YouTube, and check it out. But here we are, the last segment of the show.
You ready?
Oh, I'm more than ready. This is all good newbie interviewers. Get these. This is great.
Did you prepare her for what you're about to do?
Heck no.
Okay, he's
Like
bringing it
your
on
dad.
you.
Like
It's
that.
painless. It's painless.
Come on. Did we spring it on the story about the big fish? No.
No.
That was their own. So.
Well, so do we get 2 answers?
So we're gonna get 2 answers. But
Okay.
is there anything you'd like to talk about before we go into the fun side of this? Like we're sitting by a fire.
No, I think we
Okay.
covered pretty much everything.
That's okay. And if anything comes up, we'll talk, and I can announce it in the next month's segment, and I'll let you know who we're talking to. So.
Perfect.
Keep
Yeah.
everybody updated as we go along.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, we've got 2 outdoors people, so we're going to get 2 answers out of these. So, obviously, you talked about going over to Lake Ogeechee here this coming weekend. You both are going to be traveling over there, and you're going to be cruising in your truck, car, whatever you might be driving. But you got to be listening to the radio. What's your favorite type of music that you're each or both are going to listen to?
Oh boy.
Oldies rock and roll.
Yeah, classic rock.
Yeah.
Okay, who controls the radio?
It's in his truck. When it's my truck, then I control the radio.
Okay. So who's doing the driving?
He will be.
I will be.
Okay. All right.
So we're listening to. We both can settle on older rock and roll.
Yep.
Yeah.
Favorite band.
Bob Seger.
It's gotta be the Doors.
Good choices. Both
Nice.
good choices.
That'll work. All right. So you're driving. You're jamming. You are just rocking out, heading over there. What are your both go-to snack? You gotta have it in the car, or else we're not moving.
Cheese.
Beef jerky.
And they go together.
Right?
Like peanut butter and jelly.
Right? Now, just regular cheese, or are we gonna do like the cheese curds
Like
thing?
Yeah, cheese curds.
All right, I knew it. Gotta get that.
We are neighbors to Wisconsin. Come on now.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Beef jerky. What type? Flavor?
Peppered mostly.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna go do the peppered thing. So, so we got what we're listening to. We got
Got our snacks.
So, Up North Journal, Mike and Dan show up at your house, and you look at us and you go, you know what?
They're not creepers.
They're not creepers. So we're gonna.
That's good.
So we're
So
gonna.
I punch you in the face.
Right? There. Yeah.
I'll knock on the door. Sees you, she probably come out
As
with a
long as
muzzle
she,
out the door.
as
You
long
know,
as she
go.
doesn't answer the door like a Biden, we're good.
There you go. Yeah.
You're gonna cook us a meal. You're gonna tell us, this is a go-to meal because you guys are here. I'm gonna make it for you. Each of you,
Well, fish fry.
is that 2 fish fries, or do we got a fish fry and a?
Oh, it's a fish fry to feed the neighborhood. See the size of the fish we catch?
I don't know, but they must be bigger than Adams.
There you go. Everything's bigger in the UP, right? There you go.
Right.
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
And if you're below the bridge, go home.
Right?
Yeah. Stay down there.
Nothing better than being called a troll in a bar.
Oh,
Yeah, right. So,
yeah. We've heard that before.
you think? So we had this great fish fry. We're stuffed. We're sitting around the campfire or the fireplace. Now, each of you can do this. So, you're going to tell us a story that is outdoor related, that comes to mind, that you say, you know, you got to hear this story. It could be anything from your childhood. It could have happened last week, whatever. What is that go-to story?
Oh,
Oh my. Probably aliens. We bring up aliens or something.
Y'all have seen aliens up there.
They see the northern lights,
see something.
right? So one of our sponsors, Deer Camp, just joined the conversation, and Sakely's chocolate,
Yep.
Uber
stuff.
bars, right?
Yeah.
He sells them in the store down here. So his store, Deer Camp, is basically all Michigan-made products.
Awesome.
So, but we plan on bringing them with us in November. So
Good. Looking forward to meeting them.
absolutely. So going back to that story, we got to get over the alien thing, because that's like you got. We had a fishing story. Do we have a hunting story? Biggest buck.
Oh, he's got lots
Yeah.
of those.
Yeah, I got a good one.
All right, let's hear it.
It was probably about 8 years ago. Bow hunting, compound bow. Before you could use crossbows here. I had a nice 10 coming in. Just about to leave. Look, there he is, 15 yards. Totally blew it. Couldn't sleep for a month. Rifle season comes around. Seen him like 4 times run across the path, the shooting lane. I think it was like the 4th or 5th day of season. He was at about, I don't know, I'd say 550 yards. And I was sick of looking, so I just took the shot. And he dropped in his tracks.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
You had to go out and reach out and touch him because he's too close the first time, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That is awesome.
I didn't even know what to think. I just sat there and was like, did I just kill that deer?
That's incredible.
That is.
Over and over for like 45 minutes.
That's
Is
awesome.
that the one that fell in the creek and you see the
Yeah.
line? Yeah.
Oh, it fell in the creek too?
Yeah, he fell nose first into a little creek. And I should have took a picture, because it was an epic shot.
It sounds like it,
Wow. That's an out west shot.
right?
Down here, you can't shoot over 50 yards.
30-06.
30-06 open sights, right?
No.
All right. I was trying to go for the
Adam Wood says
So-
redemption.
right, and so
From a tree stand.
there you go. Okay, so Adam, you're gonna have to go back to the beginning of the show to hear the ice fishing stories, because there's a couple of them that
That's
were
right.
told about you. But besides walleye and perch, have you caught anything else out there?
Oh, northerns.
Do you remember your biggest northern?
Mine?
Yeah, either one.
19 pounder. I think it was like 41 inches.
That's a log.
That's a toothy critter.
No kidding.
And when you're going, are you specifically going for northerns, or are you walleye and catch those?
Just mostly walleyes. And
Okay.
then you'll set a tip up, and next thing you know, you got
41 inch
a
on the end.
spike on.
It's
Right.
not rockets.
Well, I have a cousin that down here in Lake St. Clair. He fly fishes for him.
Oh yes.
So
I have a friend that fly fishes for pike and muskie.
right. So you basically, if you're out on Lake St. Clair and you see this lone boat out in the middle of nowhere, and this guy's out there fly fishing, I'm going to tell you who it is, right? You know. But again, that is awesome. That and get out there, whether you're fishing for them purposely or not, but landing a fish that big,
That's a chore.
that's a nice one.
Yeah. The fight is a lot of fun.
Oh, for sure.
That'll wear you out.
Right. So, but we got any more questions?
No, I think we're pretty much set. Once again, give us where somebody can find more information about this year's upcoming show, whether it be on Facebook, your webpage, what have you.
Well, they can go to dailypress.net. There should be some ads up right now, or there definitely will be the next couple of days. They were up not too long ago. Otherwise, if they just for any information, they can call me 906-786-2021 and just ask for Sarah.
Okay. And is there a Facebook page?
So not yet, but there will be.
Okay. All right. So everybody mark the calendar for the weekend of November 3rd, 4th, and 5th?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
3rd, 4th, and 5th. Mark it off. Make sure you're going to be in Escanaba. Get your room ready. Get your camper ready to come up and camp out there at the fairgrounds or what have you.
Nathan's going to be signing autographs. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
only $1 a shot.
We didn't say anything about shots.
And he'll sign Nathan and he'll put 550.
I'm trying to get the dunk tank.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Get a dunk tank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny will volunteer for that.
One or I'll do it. As long as it's warm water, I don't care. And indoors.
Yeah, there you go.
But it has been such a pleasure to have you on the show tonight and to talk to you about our partnership for the rest of the year up until November.
Thank you very much.
No, it's good to make new friends and become friends like this. And, you're in our own state, even though you can drive 8 hours and still be in the state.
I know, right?
Right? So, but you got anything?
No, I'm all set. I think I'll do it for us. As we always like to say here, thanks for joining the show. But for those of you listening, if you're listening to the podcast on iTunes, please stop over and give us a review. It helps people who support us in return. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, whatever social media, give us a like, follow, share the show for us. Make sure you go over to the Daily Press, check out all of their information over there on dailypress.net. Check out the Facebook pages. When those start to come up, we'll have links to those. Give them a like, follow, share as well. And make sure you plan for that first weekend in November to go to Escanaba.
You know what? If anything, and maybe you want to go up north to the UP, do a little hunting. There is plenty of state land and federal land up there to go hunt.
Yep.
You could do a little hunting, stop at a show in the evening. Do you have the times you're going to have the shows by chance yet?
Yeah. So Friday, it's 3 to 8. Saturday is going to be 9 to 5, and Sunday 10 to 3.
There you go, folks. You can make it 3 days a week. Come see the show. Go do a little hunting. Go do a little morning hunting.
There
and
you
then come
go.
to the show. So next week, I just got to make a confirmation that the person's going to be on. But,
Okay, so we got something planned.
yeah, we got a plan.
Who's going to make sure it's going to happen.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we're going to be back again next Wednesday night, 7:30, same time, right here on Facebook on the UNJ page. So that's going to do it for this week. So y'all take care, and we'll see you again next week.